Okay guys, I was looking at some gaming phones and came across a few models to test. This one is the XiaoMi POCO M3 Pro 5G. The specs on it is very impressive, very similar to phones in the $500 to $800 range, and yet this one was only $220. So I thought it could be a good contender in the budget gaming phone arena. Alright, so let's get started. Got this phone a few days ago, out of the box, charged it up, and went through some of the basic setups, updated the OS on it. It's a pretty slick looking phone. They do come with different colors to choose from. You have black, yellow, and blue. Doesn't have a whole lot of bloated apps like some of your more expensive phones do. This phone was released May of 2021. Has a 6.5-inch display. This particular one has 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage. They do have a 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage option as well. And like with most Android phones, you do have the option to add a micro SD card on the left side here to increase your storage space. Does have a fingerprint reader on the right side, along with face recognition. This one has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, which with regular phone usage, phone calls, internet, GPS, texting, lasts me about 3 days. And then for gaming, lasts about a full day, possibly day and a half. Okay. Does come with a USB Type-C fast charger, but it came with a European plug, so you got to be careful with that when you're ordering. But it's not a big deal. You can get an adapter, a US adapter for that, or just order one with a US plug already. Surprisingly, it came with a clear protective case and a tempered glass that's already stuck on there already. You can barely see it right up to the edge, which is pretty generous considering the more expensive phones don't even come with any extras, and you even have to buy the charger separately. And so that's all great, but what really sets this phone apart from other smartphones, right? What puts the POCO M3 Pro close to the $500 to $800 range is that it does have the 5G capability, and we'll test the speeds later on. For CPU, it has the MediaTek MT6833 Dimensity 700 octa-core system, 2 of which is 2.2 gigahertz Cortex A76, and 6 of which is 2 gigahertz Cortex A55. Right. For GPU, it has the Mali G57MC2 chip. Okay, and so it is the combination that affects your overall speed and gaming experience. Okay, so let's see how the internet 4G and 5G speeds compare on this phone. First, I'm going to test on T-Mobile's network, and I'm going to test the 4G or LTE speeds, and let's see how it does. Test number 1, again on T-Mobile's LTE network. And I do want to say here, it kind of depends on when you connect and where you connect is going to affect your speeds. This is just kind of give us an idea where we're at today. It's test number 1, getting about 13.5 megabits per second. See test number 2 on a different site. Again, probably going to be in the 10 13 megabits per second, which is quite different than what I got yesterday as well in the same area. And test number 3 on T-Mobile's 4G network. So all 3 tests showing roughly in the 10 to 13 megabits per second download. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same test on T-Mobile's 5G network. And again, this is not a guarantee or anything, it just depends on where you connect, when you connect, time of the day. Okay, so it's better. I mean, T-Mobile's 5G network test number 1, getting about 65 to 68 megabits per second download. Okay, test number 2. And again, kind of consistent up here at 60 to 70 megabits per second. Alright, 63. And say test number 3, T-Mobile's 5G. Okay. Looks pretty consistent again at about about 60 to 70 megabits per second download. Okay. Okay, so overall, I think the details on this phone is very nice. The apps load pretty fast. It's fast enough for surfing, GPS, gaming, watching YouTube videos, and occasionally downloading docs. I like the design. It's very thin, very sleek looking. I like the fingerprint reader on the right side here. It is very fast and accurate. Only thing you may be skeptical about is the 5G speeds, but as I pointed out, the speeds you saw earlier is not guaranteed of what you're going to be seeing. Okay, it depends on where you connect, when you connect. Right, it's going to affect your speeds. Because yesterday I was in a different area of town, about 20 minutes away, like 6 o'clock in the evening. I tested it again. I got something like 60 to 70 megabits per second on 4G, and on 5G showed something like 110 megabits per second. And there's also some reports online, people were getting in the neighborhood of 300 megabits per second on 5G. But again, it's not guaranteed. It just depends on where you are, where you're going to connect. But overall, the combination of CPU, GPU, RAM, the 4G, 5G speeds, it is good enough for gaming as well as regular phone usage. I would definitely recommend this phone as a budget gaming phone. For the price point, I can definitely afford to get a newer model, faster model next year, and still would be paying far less than the more expensive Apple and Samsung. Alright, thanks for joining us. If you want some more information about this phone as well as other models, please check out the link below.